Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayleigh. Yeah, if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. Just a reminder, I am phasing away from YouTube, so you will be able to find me going forward on Rumble, on Minds, on Odyssey, and eventually I'll be getting a Gab TV account as well. Yeah, the reason for this is quite simple. I don't really want YouTube to be making money off of me. Before I do my reading, actually I wanted to give you an update on my leather projects. I have finished 3 of my wallets. Well, I finished 4, but the first one was for me. It's the prototype. So here's Taurus. It's the front. And this is my original artwork, by the way. I didn't get this from a computer or anything, from the internet. There's the inside. Use kind of a snakeskin for this one. Here's Cancer. Little crab. Ruling planet on the back. It's the inside. And then I finished Pisces as well. There's Pisces. Neptune on the back. So, pretty stoked. Pretty stoked. Okay. I've lit some Palo Santo for today rather than sage. Why? I ran out of sage. Straight up. And you know, it was interesting. The first time I lit the Palo Santo, I got a massive headache. I told the girl that I bought it from, she's like, whoa, he must have been clearing a lot. But anyway, I've come to really like the smell of the Palo Santo. It's quite nice. Oh, that sun. See, it's actually nice enough that I don't need a giant wool jacket today, so I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'll probably spend a bit more time outside today than normal. Well, than usual for winter anyway. Okay, let's do this. Let's do a little prayer and then I'll pull some runes, and I brought my hermetic deck out as well, so I'll pull a couple cards for you guys too for the week. So, God, Source, Spirit, Creator, thank you so much for this fabulous day. Thank you for the sunshine. Thank you for this amazing technology that we can communicate and talk to each other through time and space. Please watch over us today. Help us remove blockages that are in between us and stepping into our purpose. Please watch over and protect the truth seekers, the truth speakers, the people that are standing up for what is right. Please watch over this space while I do this reading. Allow only energies of love and true light to come through. Amen. And a woman. Just kidding. Sometimes I can't stop myself. Okay. So 3 runes for the week. What can we expect? Where should we put our focus? So the first rune, indicating the energy that we're coming from. Redo. This is the journey. This is it's a spiral energy. Indicates kind of natural, universal laws. So number 5. Redo is saying that, first of all, it's really easy to talk about the journey. It's like, talk the talk. It's another thing entirely to be, metaphorically speaking, on the horse's back on the long journey itself. So number one, it's asking you to take action in the real world, and perhaps we have been taking action in the real world, strengthening our relationship with our higher selves. It's also saying that we need to take ethical, ordered change and ensure that the actions we're taking are in fact ethical. So that might look different for everybody, but that spiral concept, one of the messages is that if something is happening that is taking the natural order and tilting it very strongly to one side, something will always happen to reroute it and bring it back into the natural cycle. Depending on how far out of balance things are, that thing that occurs might be rather violent, or sudden. Kind of depends. And keep in mind that where you are personally in your journey and like your own personal level of being will determine how out of balance you are, but also B, what kind of, or the severity of the thing that occurs that puts you back into balance. It's similar, actually, if you think of tarot, to the Tower card, which I got several times yesterday while I was doing a reading for myself. Sometimes I'll be doing a reading, you're like, I don't like those cards. I'll pull more, and then the Tower came out again, and I was like, fuck. But anyway, Rado is the journey. It's the energy we're in right now. Well, the past leading up to now. Okay, the present. Othala, or Othallo. This is the last rune in the series. This is inheritance. This is the homeland. Actually, if you look at the image itself, there's the diamond, and then the V that touches the diamond, right? So you can think of it as the diamond is your protected, enclosed home, right? Your safe space. And then the diamond is like this idea of reaching out and allowing there to be interaction with the outside world. So there's this saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. This applies here. Othala, the message of Othala is that we must have a safe and secure home space in order to be successful in the world, or in order to flourish. And if your homeland, be that your body, be that your household, be that the country that you live in, whatever applies for you personally, if that space is not protected, or if the traditions of that space are being violated in some way, that is when tyranny enters. That is when that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. If your cup is empty, you can't help anybody else around you. So that is a lesson that we are learning right now, very strongly, actually. You know, when you go on a flight, they always instruct you before the flight takes off about the safety measures, the safety, like they have this whole spiel, right? And they always tell you that you must apply your own oxygen mask first before you can help anybody around you, even your child. Because if you can't breathe, how the hell are you gonna help anybody else? So this is a strong concept. And it's an important lesson. However, if you have a strong base, if your homeland is protected, then you can allow for trade and interaction with outside people. But that first thing needs to be taken into account first. A bit repetitive, sorry. Oh, also, because it's the concept of inheritance, it could be a physical inheritance, like a house or something granted from a will, if somebody were to pass away or something like that, or it could be a spiritual inheritance. So you could also be connecting with your ancestors, or you just could be discovering ancestral gifts or ancestral trauma, which they're kind of one and the same. I really truly believe that any trauma or otherwise negative experiences, events, always bring gifts with them as well. You just have to process it. It's definitely another concept of Othala. Okay, the last rune. What can we expect? So if this path that we're on doesn't change in any way, the energy coming to us next, Gebo. Holy crap, this is the gift. What was I just saying about gifts? This is literally the gift. So this is number 7, a very magical number if you know anything about runology, numerology. This is the concept of hospitality, generosity. Man, that ties in really beautifully. Oh, I love it. Okay. This represents the giver, the given to, and the gift itself, right? There's the 2 lines, and then the shape is a whole. You know how I was saying that these two go really well together. Okay, let me simplify it. You may be asked to be a host for somebody, or to give a gift to somebody. You may also receive these things in turn. So if you're in the position to, if your homeland is secure and safe enough, then you may be called upon to be the person offering this, or vice versa. That's freaking beautiful. It could also indicate that you may experience in the coming days or weeks a weird synchronistic event involving the opposite sex. When I say weird, I mean W-Y-R-D, which means magical or unusual. And if you look up the origins of the word weird, W-E-I-R-D, that's what it comes from. Magical, unusual. So you may experience some synchronicities. Alternatively, you may be asked or receive a gift of some kind. The other part of Gebo that you need to be aware of is the concept of giving overmuch or sacrificing overmuch. And as I'm saying that, my throat is getting a little bit like there's a frog. That's interesting. Beware of people buying favors, or alternatively beware of financial enslavement. So just be cautious. Just be cautious. ensure that like the gifts you're giving or the gifts you're receiving from people are actually coming from a positive place, rather than somebody trying to get you to do things for them, or vice versa. Yeah. Oh yeah, Rado, the first rune in this little spread here, is also the rune of good counsel. I don't have a good surface to shuffle here. Holy shit. Okay, hold on. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Wow. Alright, I'm not gonna lie. Some cards came out, and then I put them back, and then I just did a little more shuffling, and one of those cards that came out before just came back out again, so. It happened to me with the Tower yesterday. It happened today with the Emperor. So this is that divine masculine energy of assertiveness, of knowing your own power, making decisive decisions, and taking responsibility for yourself. And then what came out was Justice and the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords in reverse, though. Wow, that's actually really cool. This is Aries and this is Libra. They're opposite each other on the astrology wheel on the zodiac. That's B. Okay. Interesting. So speaking of being decisive, Justice is making a decision. I feel like it's important to strike a balance this week between taking care of yourself, your homeland, you could say, and your relationships, which is a Libra concept. Could very well be that you need to make some boundaries clear with some people, especially if they are acting or speaking in such a way that is manipulative in any way. It's also important to note that you don't need to disclose everything with everyone. That's a concept of the Seven of Swords that I think is sometimes overlooked. Sometimes, in order to protect your homeland, yourself, you do need to keep things from some people. Not to take advantage of them. That's where the ethical part comes in, but to protect yourself. It's just something to consider. Also, what's kind of cool is we just had a new moon in Aquarius, and this is moon in Aquarius. Neat. But anyway, Justice, Libra, this is striking a balance between love and responsibility. So the beautiful things in life, Venus, money, food, pleasure, and Saturn, responsibility, rules, structure. So if this is your energy going forward, that is really positive, I feel, because that means that you're being decisive, you're taking action, you're doing the things that are necessary to move you forward, accomplish your goals, and you're being fair about it. striking a balance between this assertiveness and just taking into account other people's feelings. That's quite positive. And like I said, it could be somebody else that is being this way towards you, that's being deceitful in some way. And if that is the case, then I hope that you make the decision to have boundaries. Like that Othala theme keeps coming up, which is really cool. And you know, if somebody in your life is less than positive of an influence or has ulterior motives, then I hope that you do strike a good boundary with them and stick to it. On the bottom is the Six of Pentacles. That's kind of cool. This is the Lord of Material Success. The moon in Taurus, actually. There's the moon, there's Taurus. Six is also about balance, so that's kind of cool. This can be seen as receiving gifts as well. Another Gebo concept. But anyway, if something is happening that is very painful, just know that there's a lesson there for you, and the lesson might not be something that you can see right now, but there's something for you to learn, a wound that needs addressing, and the sooner you are able to take action to address that wound, the better. Alright, you guys, have a great week. If you are looking for a personal reading with tarot or runes or both, email me. My email is down below. And remember to come find me on Rumble or Odyssey, because at the end of February, I will no longer be streaming or uploading to YouTube. Peace.